Well, hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to do another video. We'll give you a bunch of updates and talk about some of these passive platforms that I'm in, what's working, what's not, what's bullish, what's struggling, what I don't feel good about. We'll talk about all of it. And yeah, we'll talk about some of the other things that are going on in the crypto space. So, real quick, guys, I am not a financial advisor, as some of you guys may or may not know. Never take anything I say as financial advice. Everything I talk about on my videos is for entertainment purposes only. If you're seeking financial advice, you need to go to a licensed professional. Everything in the crypto space and in the Forex space, for that matter, does involve risk. So do your own research, do your own due diligence. Know that there is a possibility that you can lose some or even all of your funds. You should only be putting in risk capital. Also, follow me on Telegram. I will leave a link for that down below. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. So, that out of the way, guys. Normally, I do standalone videos for the different platforms that I'm in. I'm actually still on the road and my Wi-Fi is spotty. So I figured, you know what? Now that I have a little bit of a Wi-Fi signal, let me just knock everything out as opposed to trying to make individual videos. And then I got to stay on the Wi-Fi to make thumbnails and all that other stuff. So I'll go back to making standalone videos later on in the week or maybe tomorrow, depending on, where I'm at. But in this video, we'll go ahead and touch upon all the different things that are happening in the crypto space, more specifically platforms that I'm in that are creating passive income. Now, again, some of them are doing great, some of them are struggling a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about that. It all depends on what's going on in the market. Understand, guys, we are still in a bull market. Okay, the market is still kind of trending downwards. At best, it's trending sideways, but it's really not doing any type of major spikes. When you look at what's going on right now, you see Bitcoin a little bit down, definitely way down from where it was. We'll look at where it's at as far as now versus the all-time high here in a second. You look at Ethereum, BNB. BNB has been doing really, really well compared to other coins, but it's still down, right? It's still down 4% over the last 24 hours. But these are all coins. By the way, these top five coins, I have bags and different stuff, but these five, I like looking at the top five here. Number one, because those are big holdings for me. I have a lot of my portfolio in these five different, the top five. When I say top five, I'm talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, even Doge. I have a nice little bag of the stable coins like USDT and USDC. They're great too. I don't really, consider them, even though I'm holding those tokens as well. I'm really looking at the tokens that are non-stables, right? So I like looking at those top five, kind of seeing where they're at, and then I look at some of the other things that I've been holding. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Again, you need to understand the market that we're in. So when you look at something like Drip, let's say that's down under $4 right now. At least last time I checked, it was under $4. Everything in the space right now is down, right? It's not just Drip, right? Because it's easy to kind of like put a microscope on Drip and say, "Oh man, Drip is down." Everything is down. Like we're in a we're in a bear market, so you need to understand that. Now, again, I'm not saying that it's risk free. Obviously, make the choices that you need to make based on the strategy you have or the goal you have. If you feel like you want to sell all your stuff, that's on you, right? It's totally on you. If you feel like you want to buy and bag up at this time, that's on you as well, right? I mean, again, I'm not telling you what to do with your funds, but for me, I like to zoom out and look at what's going on, and then holistically kind of look at it from that perspective. And then I don't do a lot of panic stuff. Like I kind of either hodl, I kind of just I kind of ride out different times in the market. If you've been on this channel for any period of time, you know that I don't never really get too high. I never get too low. I just kind of maintain an even keel regardless of what the market is doing, because because of certain philosophies that I have. But for the most part, I zoom out and kind of take a look at the overall picture, and it gives me an opportunity to kind of keep things in perspective, right? Now, do I wish Drip was the price of Drip was appreciating? Sure, who doesn't want to see an appreciation in price? But it's the fact that it's down under $4. I'm not really panicking either, right? I'm just kind of like looking at it. I may obviously I'm hydrating some of my accounts. Some of my accounts I'm not hydrating, but some of my accounts I am. And I'm just kind of watching it, keeping a loose eye on it, and then I come back to it every now and then. And the fact that I'm diversified into other things keeps me really really busy. So I'm not kind of just staring at my computer looking at the price of drip, like what some people do, because that'll drive you crazy. It's not just drip. You look at the price of bit. If you're holding a lot of Bitcoin and you're just staring at the price all day, that'll drive you crazy too, right? So again, you gotta don't look at these numbers and look at charts and look at that'll drive you nuts. Okay. Just, have some passive things that are working for you, dabble around with them if you want. For me, I have five, six, seven things that are paying me. So, I'm never really, I'm diversified is what I'm saying. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this, guys. I'm going to run through these tabs. It's going to be fast, or I'm going to try to make it fast, right? First things first, guys, I've had a lot of people ask me questions about a crypto debit card. I haven't talked about this in quite a bit, but I've had a few people message me over on Telegram, and this is the crypto debit card that I use. There's a lot of different options out there, I guess. This is the one that I use. It's available practically in almost every state, maybe with the exception of one or two. Only drawback is it's not international, so it's not available in the international markets. But if you're in the US, this is available in practically almost every state. It's very easy to use. You deposit, crypto. There's a couple of different coins that it supports, and you deposit crypto. Then you can use your debit card anywhere that accepts Visa, right? So Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, McDonald's, right? Any ATM also you can withdraw cash. So I mean, you would just use it just like any other debit card, but it's a way for you to use your crypto, right? So again, I'll leave a link for this in the link tree down below. But again, I've had a few people ask me for a crypto debit card, which one I recommend. I don't really like to make too many recommendations on this channel, as you guys know, but I will tell you that this is the one that I personally use and that I've been using now for a couple of years, actually. Okay. Another non-crypto topic I want to just touch on real quick. This is a platform that I've been with for a couple of years now. Our team is over 6,000, actually approaching 7,000 affiliates. This is not a passive platform. It's not even a crypto platform, but if you like collecting precious metals, aka silver and or gold, this is a network marketing company that allows you to do that. You can build an income from home, et cetera, et cetera. Because some people have asked me, what are some other things you're into that are non-crypto based? I don't really talk about it too much on this channel because this is more of a crypto channel. And even in my Telegram, it's more of a crypto Telegram. So I don't really talk about it. But things like this, I'm into. I'm also into a couple of things in real estate. I might make a video on that. I'm kind of contemplating that. But anyway, real quick, not going to spend too much time on this, but this is something else that I'm into. So again, we've taken a look at the markets. Let's take a look at some of these different tokens, right? Some of these different tokens. You look at something like Hex. Now, Hex has, its own set of issues, right? There's some stuff going on currently right now that I'm kind of keeping a loose eye on. But you look at Hex right now, Hex is down 7.4%. A lot of people, might be selling because there's a ton of FUD going on around about it right now. But you look at the price compared to the all-time high. Now, according to CoinGecko, it says here the all-time high is 51 cents. It's down 93% from that. I'm not exactly sure if that's accurate. I could have sworn that it was higher than that, the all-time high, but I could be mistaken. I haven't really been following the price. I don't really follow, price too much except for the five or six, the top coins, in the top of coin market cap. This one, I haven't really been paying too much attention to the price, so I could have sworn that this might have been higher. But even at this price, compared to the all-time high, it's down 93%, right? You look at some of these hex forks, like Axion. Axion was kind of big a couple of years ago. I haven't really looked at it either too much, but I have a bag of it. Like I do have a bag of it. I do have some stakes actually right now that are still staked. This one is down 99% over the all-time high. If you look at the price now compared to the all-time high, according to CoinGecko. You look at Wise, right? This is another one that I have quite a big bag of, right? I haven't really talked about them. I haven't even really looked at them, to be honest with you. But you look at where the price is now compared to where it was at 90, almost 97 cents, according to CoinGecko. But compared to the all-time high right now, it's down 85%, right? Now, we'll see what happens to these different tokens. Will they come back up? I think when the bull market comes, and it will come, we just don't know when it's going to come. I think everything is going to go up with the bull market, right? Again, purely speculating there, no guarantees, et cetera, et cetera. But as you guys know, when the bull market comes, everything just starts booming, right? So we'll see what happens to these prices. So I'm just showing you this compared to you look at something like Drip right now. Drip is down compared to according to CoinGecko, right, the all-time high. Now, it might have been higher than this. I'm not exactly sure how accurate CoinGecko is, but it's also down 98% over, compared from now compared to the all-time high. But again, I'm not stressing because everything is down, right? Cool thing about Drip, unlike Axion or Wise or even Hex, is we have an opportunity with the faucet to make 1% a day with it by putting it into the faucet and letting the faucet do its thing. That's what's awesome about Drip is yes, everything is down, but this allows us to make, via the faucet, 1% a day. You look at, again, some of these top coins, you look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin compared to the all-time high is down 70%, right? That's huge, right? So again, you look at the price of some of these other tokens, compare it to the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing the same. But you don't see people going crazy. Well, maybe you do, right? I don't really pay attention enough for me to know if people are, flooding Bitcoin or scared of Bitcoin or whatever. But people are just kind of just sitting on their Bitcoin, right? They're just kind of letting it do its thing. They know that the market's kind of come back up, so they're not selling for at least for the most part, right? They're just hodling, right? I know that's what I'm doing. So again, if I'm not going to panic about Bitcoin, why should I panic about Drip, right? Now, of course, Drip has a smaller community, but that also gives it an opportunity to moon faster than Bitcoin as well, right? You look at Ethereum. Ethereum is down 67.7% from the all-time high, right? You don't see people, going crazy about Ethereum, right? I'm still holding on to all my Ethereum. BNB. Now, BNB has been doing well, actually, the last couple of days. But you look at compared to the all-time high, it's down 52%, right? I mean, that's pretty significant, right? But people are still holding on to their BNB. They're stacking their BNB. They're they're trying to make as much BNB as they can, right? You look at XRP. XRP from the all-time highs down 86%, right? And then last example here, Doge, right? Elon's baby, right? Doge is down 84%. So again, everything is down. Everything is down. So I'm not really, just like I'm not panicking because these other coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin and BNB, I'm not panicking about them. Why should I panic about Drip, right? Because the cool thing about Drip is we can put it into this right here, which is the faucet, right? So you look at the price right of Drip as I'm making this video, it's $3.45. Why is it down? I mean, that's Forex has been talking about it ever since, even weeks before the launch. He said once we launch the farm, if history, I'm just paraphrasing here. These are not his exact words, so don't quote me on this, right? He didn't say exactly these words, but he said based on what the Mana Farm did and what the V1 did, V2, when V2 launches, the price of Drip is probably going to come down just like it did those other two times. But then over the next couple of weeks, it'll come back up. And based on those two examples, it 3x, it might have been even a 3.5x or something like that. It was 3 to 3.5x that it came up over the next couple of weeks, right? Will that happen here? We'll see. But those last two times, we didn't have a launch coming on the back end of it like Scratchy. Like right now, we have that's like the next thing, right? Scratch is going to be the next thing that's going to help. Obviously, there's the new Drip UI. There's a couple of games that are coming out. We didn't have all that, and yet it's still kind of it moons, right? So will that happen here? We'll have to wait and see. Well, I'm not telling you to. I'm not telling you what to do with your funds. Sell, hydrate, do whatever you want to do. Okay. But for me, I'm not stressing it. I don't really worry about it too much. All I care about is that the faucet works, the withdrawals work, the claims work. Well, withdrawals and claims are the same thing, right? What am I thinking about? The hydrate. That's what I was going to say. The hydrates work. There's no restrictions on the contract. There's no changing of withdrawal rules and taxes and this and that and changing of the percentage. It's working as it should. Yes, there's volatility with the token price, but that's crypto. That's just the way it is. If you don't like that, get into stables or something like that, and that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But if you're going to get into these tokens that move up and down, you got to be able to ride it during its down times, okay? So that you can be there when it comes back up, right? Because again, if we hit a bull market, everything comes back up. I'm not saying this is going to go back to all-time highs and past that and some other thing like that. Who knows, right? Who knows if it'll do that? Hopefully it will, right? But I've said it before, I'll say it again. Even if it just goes to 15 or 20 bucks, what would that be? Right? What would that be like? That's a 4x, 5x right there, just on the price appreciation if it goes to 15 or 20 bucks. Never mind what you're making on the faucet, which is 3.65x of your deposit, right? So again, opportunity, right? It's opportunity. Let's take a look at the animal farm. TVL and the animal farm just under 133 million. That's huge. Obviously, the price of pigs and dogs are it's looking really, really good. What is the price of pigs and dogs? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, this is piggy bank. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the pig pen. Yeah. So I was wondering, I was like, man, what happened to the TVL? It's at 2 million. The last time I checked, it was at 40 plus million. I was on the wrong tab. So 42.5 million dollars in TVL in the pig pen. But this has been printing nice. 668 BUSD. The price of pigs right now, let's take a quick look. I think it's 100. I probably should have looked before this, but 131, 131 according to the swap right here. Okay, so $131 per pig. And then the dog pound's been looking really. Again, this is something that I'm just watching it. I'm because I want to let this play out a little bit so we can get a little more data and intel, so we can kind of see where everything's at. But you can see here I have about almost 3 BNB that I can claim. This thing is, it's doing its thing. Again, as more transactions happen with dogs, the dividends are going to start increasing as well, just like with the pig pen. Before before the farm launched, right, or relaunched, there was some dividends, but it was really slow because obviously there's no transactions with pigs. Now that everything is live and there's transactions going on with pigs, the BUSD dividends have been going through the roof, right? Same thing's going to happen with dogs, but you got to let it play out, right? You got to let this thing play out. It's a long-term play, right? Dogs, what is dogs doing? Let me see. I think it's 50 bucks. No, it's like 55 bucks, right? It was 47 bucks last week, right? So it's coming back up. Obviously, there's things that are in place that'll support the price. For example, that tax, right? Nobody wants to take a 90% hit, 90% tax by selling off their dogs. Some people did, right? It's crazy to me, but some people did. But people are incentivized to hold on to their dogs, if not put it into the farm, because why take a big tax, right? So again, we'll see how this plays out. So far, drip animal farm, everything is working as it should, right? Everything is working as it should. Again, it's still working, it's still doing its thing. So if you want to check out drip or the animal farm, I will leave some links down below. You can check it out. But yeah, I'm still super bullish on this ecosystem. I think it's undervalued, the tokens. And we can easily see, I can see drip easily going to 15 to 20 bucks, you know, you know, at around the time of scratchy. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Let's take a quick look at Novatech. Novatech, they did the percent. I didn't make a video because I was on the road, but I'm still on the road. But the percentage on Friday was, I believe it was 2.73%. So again, very respectable. Again, it's all based on the market and what's going on with their trades. This is a platform that's been around for a couple of years. It's been averaging around 3% a week, which equates to about 12% a month. So again, it's not fixed. It'll come up and down. Case in point, the last passive payout was 2.73%. But this is doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? It's just it's working, right? Withdrawals are working. No major issues. There's no major issues. The only thing I'll say is something I've already mentioned in the past, and they're working on it, is the platform, the website rather, not the platform, the website does slow down quite a bit on Fridays and Saturdays because people do come in manually to log in because they want to take their passive earnings and throw it into their trading balance. It is getting better because now that they have auto compounding, people don't have to manually do that and log in on Fridays. Some people still do anyway, just to kind of look back there. But technically, the auto compounding was designed so that people don't have to come in and it doesn't slow the website down. So we'll see what happens there. But again, this is a platform that's just been doing its thing. Very, very pleased with the results. It's been a great experience so far. Again, if you want to check out Novatech, I will leave a link down below. Also, return on stake for funds was paid out on Friday. It was 3% and change. Let me give you the exact number right quick. Let me grab my phone and jump into Telegram. So it was 3.07%. Yeah, 3% and change. So again, this is another platform that's been averaging around 3% a week, which equates to 12% a month. Again, it's not fixed; it goes up and down, but the return on stake was very, very good last Friday, 3.07%. The week before that, it was also above 3%. So again, this is a platform that just continues to do its thing. You can be passive with this platform, just like Novatech or any platform that I'm in, or you can build out the team side. Okay, in this particular case, in funds, they do have a forced matrix that you can build out. There's a residual income component to it. But again, totally optional. You don't have to necessarily participate in that unless you want to. I would recommend you do because it's pretty lucrative. But if you want to be totally passive, you can do that as well. This is a USDT TRC20 in, USDT TRC20 out platform. So make sure you have your USDT TRC20 wallet set up and you're depositing USDT TRC20. If you don't know how to get USDT TRC20, you gotta probably look it up, right? But you can go to Changely, Simple Swap. You can go to different exchanges and swap out whatever crypto you have for USDT TRC20. Then you would go ahead and send it over to funds. But yeah, this is another platform that's been, kind of just doing its thing. Another platform that's just doing its thing is Validus. As you see here, it's a brand new website. We talked about it in my last Validus update. This one here, it's been averaging around 10% a month. You can see here, they just went over 250,000 members. So when I got in, it was at 150,000. I remember that was like a big deal. They were talking about 150,000 members. And just in the last couple of months since I've been in, not that I'm responsible for this, but it's gone from 150,000 members worldwide to 250,000 members worldwide, and it continues to grow. So again, they laid out their new roadmap. You can see right here, this is the roadmap. This is 2022. So Business for Home just rated them a AAA plus company. This is 2023. Full comp plan automation. I don't know what that exactly means because the comp plan is pretty automated already. Seems like they're going to come out with new products, metaverse, right? And then they're going to be doing a big, I guess, a big convention or international event somewhere, probably in Dubai or something like that. They usually hold these things in Dubai because that's where everybody can kind of get to, right? And then here they have plans out for 2024. They plan on having 1 million members in 2024, over $1 billion in revenue. And then whatever this is, the Crown Wealth Club, guess they're going to launch that over there. So we'll see what happens. But all I can say is this platform does work. I did a live withdrawal in my last update video, and sure enough, it hit my Bitcoin wallet, no problem, easy peasy. And it just kind of just does its thing. So if you want to check out Validus, I will leave a link for that down below. This is another platform that's just been doing its thing, TT Global. This one here is paying out around 7% to 12.5% a month, depending on what strategy you're using. But even on the low end of 7% a month, it's very sustainable numbers. I think it's going to be around for quite a bit. If you watch my last update video, and a couple of update videos I've talked about at length, they do have a maintenance for 1 hour every single day. So around 12 p.m. Eastern, give or take, for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. They do shut down the site for an hour because that's when they pay out the passive payouts for the day. They're on South Korea time, obviously. And yeah, it's just kind of been doing its thing. It's doing its thing. There's no real major updates to talk about. EasyBot is another platform that's kind of been doing its thing. Right now, the team is, I believe, we're over 900 members on our team. So again, the team is growing at a rapid pace. Cool thing about this platform is you don't give out your funds or the custody of your funds to a third party. EasyBot can't, rug with your money. All they can do is trade with it. They can't withdraw it out of your exchange account. Your money stays in your KuCoin account or Binance account, your exchange account. You just allow EasyBot to trade with it. So you're in total control of your funds. Okay. It's not going to pay you degen numbers. You're not making 1, 2, 3% a day or whatever the case might be. This one here, I looked at, my stats. I'm probably averaging around 5.5 to 7% a month. So again, nothing crazy, but again, we are in a bear market. Okay. Some people I've talked to who have been in this for a while, they said when the market was doing really, really well, they were making around 15% with the bot, right? Some of them were even saying 18 or 19%. Obviously, the market is down. Now, again, this is uh, it's a bot that's designed to profit even when the market is down. So again, I haven't, me personally, I haven't had any losses, right? It's still profit. It's just not aggressive, 15, 20, 30, 40% a month. I'm like I said, I'm getting 5.5 to 7% a month and change. But I haven't had, even with the market doing what it's doing, being down and trending sideways at best, I haven't had a loss. Like it's my bots are green, right? So again, I'll take it, right? So again, this is another thing that's in my portfolio that's just kind of doing its thing while I'm getting into some, other aggressive things. It's nice to have something like this that just kind of does its thing. And again, I feel totally safe with it because the money never leaves my exchange account. Now, I'm not saying that there's no risk with exchanges. We all know that they can get hacked. They can restrict withdrawals. They can do, funny things like that. But as far as a rug pull by EasyBot and them taking your funds and disappearing off into the sunset, that just won't happen, right? It just won't happen. So EasyBot, just kind of doing its thing, compounding and just, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Let's talk a little bit about the debt box tokens because there is a major update. As I talked about in my last update video, they do have two of their coins, which is Aluminum and Explorer. By midnight tonight, um, the price is going to go up, right? So we've talked about that at length for last couple of days, right? Even posted about it over on our Telegram, so it shouldn't be a surprise. But Aluminum and Explorer, the licenses are going up. If you want to snag the price, if you want to snag them at the current price right now, you got to definitely do it today. Now, a little side note here is I believe they are doing maintenance on the site because they have some mandatory upgrades that they have to, push through. So you might say, well, how am I going to buy a license if the site is down or the site they're doing maintenance on the site? Hit me up. I'm going to give you the instructions to order via a wire because they're taking wire orders, so you can do that. Okay. So again, if you want to, take advantage of that, you can. Other than that, Deadbox, the Nat G, Black Gold, they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing. Again, we're in a down market. Some of them are down, some of them are up. They go up and down. These are brand new tokens. So, for me, I've always said, you want to let the tokenomics play out. But if you look at the price of where they are right now, even though it might be a little bit down compared to at launch, it's done, 5-figure percent growth. At least, Nat G, right? I'm talking specifically about Nat G because that's the one that I'm mining the most. It's at 5%, it's at 5-figure percent growth, even though the price is a little bit down compared to when it was launched, right? So it's been a win, right? Again, I'm not selling. I'm looking to, looking for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road. We're just, mining. We're just mining away. Again, not saying it's risk-free, risk capital only, all that good stuff. But if you want to check this out, I will leave some links down below. Okay, so let's talk about some of these different platforms that, are kind of borderline. Okay, now when I say borderline, I'm kind of watching them and I can't say I'm super duper bullish, but I'm definitely, keeping a loose eye on them, right? Let's talk about Wealth Mounted. Now, again, we've talked about this at length. For me personally, I was able to do well with it. I was able to unstake, the last day that when the contract was going down, I unstaked my staked funds. So I don't have to really do any migration because I was in profit. People that weren't in profit, there is a migration that's going on. I believe it's currently going on. They're planning on relaunching this or not relaunching because it's going to be a whole new contract. It's a V2. It's going to be launched November 10th to the 15th. So I'm kind of looking at this. I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to get in. If I do, I'll do a review and all that good stuff. But again, it does look like they're changing it quite a bit. So last longer. Obviously, when you can make up to 5% a day, which is what the V1 was doing, when you can make up to 5% a day, that's just not sustainable long term, right? Not saying people didn't make money with it because people who got in early did, but when you're making up to 5% a day, that's just common sense should tell you that that's not going to last too long. Um, Again, the cool thing about V1 was we could unstake at any time, right? And in fact, I did post on that last day. I said, hey, if you're going to unstake, do it now, right? That's what plug into our Telegram so you get up to date stuff and maybe announcements that are time sensitive. Um, but I think the new contract is going to be less aggressive because they want to design it so it'll last longer. Again, I don't have too many specifics on how this V2 thing is going to work. I just kind of I have an inkling of how it's going to work, but I got to definitely look into it because it is going to be different, right? It's going to be different because again, they've taken some lessons from V1 and they want to implement that, and their goal is to have something a little bit more sustainable. So for me, from I'm thinking is only way they're going to have something more sustainable is to drop the percentage because again, up to 5% a day was very aggressive. But I think as long as they allow people to unstake at any time, um, that should be a good thing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Again, they have liquid staking, they have split staking, and they have the early adopter staking, which is people that were in on V1, right? People that are getting migrated or have been migrated. I guess they're going to participate in the early adopter staking. People that are just going to come into the contract, they're going to have maybe these two options. I gotta look. I gotta look. I don't have enough intel for me to make an educated decision. So I'll look into it. The other not contract, but platform is Bonanza. Again, the cool thing about Bonanza is it is working, right? For me, I'm getting 10% a month. I put 10K in. I'm getting 10%, yeah, 10% a month. And I can withdraw once a month. Okay. Now before, when I first got in, everything was automatic. Like there's no withdraw button in the back office because anytime there's a withdrawal that needs to be made, it automatically gets pushed through. You don't have to do anything, and it goes into your wallet, your personal wallet, right? Since they've migrated to their new back office, I think they did two migrations, might have even been three, right? But since they did that, it's become a little bit more clunky. I did have to contact support for my last withdrawal because I saw that it wasn't getting pushed through. So I contacted support. I said, "Hey, what's going on? I have my wallet address. How come I'm not getting my withdrawals?" They said, "Hey, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna look into it." It didn't go through. I had to contact them again and say, "Hey, are you guys going to send me my withdrawal? I have everything set up back there in my wallet." And then they did push it through, and it had the Tron scan. Because again, the withdrawals are in USDT TRC20. So again, they gave me the Tron scan. I looked it up, and in fact, everything did go through. So the good thing is it's paying, and the withdrawals are working. The only thing is you have to manually ask for your withdrawal now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Again, you don't like that, you might want to sit this one out. But I'll give you updates on how it's working. So again, I'll give you more updates as we move forward. But that's what's going on with Bonanza. This one right here is the elephant in the room. I'll finish it with this. Um, Man, they got crushed last week. I mean, I think towards the end of the week, might have been Thursday or Friday, I don't remember. But towards the end of the week, they did do a negative 20% day again. Um, so I mean, these guys are just it's a what show, right? We'll see what happens here. I mean, they're talking about getting to a point where they just want to be averaging 3 to 5%, or maybe closer to 3% a week because they want to do. This is kind of like what they posted over on their Telegram. We want to do something. Again, I'm paraphrasing here, so I didn't say this word for word, but they said, "Hey, we want to do something like what Novatech is doing, right?" Which obviously Novatech is doing around 3% a week. So I guess they want to get to a point where they're doing something like that. Um, Man, it's rough. It's rough. You might want to just cut your loss and move on. Again, why stick around in a platform? And the platform is automated capital, not really NVFX. NVFX is a third party broker, right? It's really automated capital, right? Why stick around when there's platforms that are working perfectly fine, right? But I do get the mentality of sticking around because you want to see if you can make up some of your losses. But man, you know, gave them a couple of opportunities already to do that. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll give you guys updates. I'm not doing daily updates or anything like that anymore. And some of the updates I might even just do over on Telegram. Um, but it's automated capital has been rough. It's been rough. Again, to be totally transparent, when the first time the accounts were blown, I did tell people, hey, look, I pulled out majority of my funds that I have in this. I already pulled it out. I'm going to keep a couple $1,000 in here just so I can see if they can make some of it back and see what happens. If for anything else, just for the content. So the funds that I did keep in there, it's taken a little bit of a hit. But I did pull out the vast majority of my funds the first time they blew accounts. So yeah, it's rough. It's rough. You might want to just kind of cut your loss and move on to other things, right? Greener pastures. But that's pretty much about it. Just wanted to kind of go through a bunch of stuff, kind of do more of a instead of an individual update for these different platforms. We'll talk about a bunch of them, kind of give you a little bit more perspective, give you my thoughts. Not that I'm a financial advisor or anything, and again, just take it with a grain of salt. Just kind of giving you my perspective, um, and do more of a I don't want to call it a podcast, but it's like more of a podcast style video, right? Again, I might do these maybe once a week. I'll stick with the individual update videos, but maybe once or twice a week, I'll do something like this where I'll just kind of sit back, grab a cup of coffee, talk through some of these different things. And it's more of a longer length video. But I don't want to make every video, this length. But once or twice a week, I think it'll be good. So we'll be going back to the single platform, standalone platform update videos. So if that's more your cup of tea, we'll catch you on the next one. That's pretty much about it, guys. Again, crypto is a very, very risky space. These platforms are extremely risky, right? Anytime you have an opportunity to make passive income, yes, you can make gains, but there's also the flip side of that is there's also potential for loss. Okay, so again, do your own research, do your own due diligence. If you're not okay with the risk, don't even get into any of these things. Okay, and if you are, make sure you're only putting in risk capital funds you're okay losing. Okay. If I even take it a little bit further than that, not only should you be putting in risk capital only, but once you put it in, your focus should be, again, I'm not giving you financial advice or anything like that. Do what you want. But I know for me, my focus is when I go into a platform is to try to pull out my seed capital ASAP, right? That way I can just have profits in the platform and I've essentially removed all risk at that point. But that's for another video. We'll talk about that at another time. All right, guys, just wanted to give you that update video. And again, if you're not following me on Telegram, I will leave a link for that down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. Hit the like button as well, if you can, just so it kind of helps with the algorithm of the video. Not that, really matters to me. I'm not really, I don't, well, I'll talk about this some other time, as far as my, my perspective and opinion on YouTube. But in any case, that's it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.